What if I told you that Marcus Aurelius, once the most powerful man in the ancient world, uncovered two words that can make any woman find you irresistibly attractive? And what if these same two words have been sitting in plain sight for more than 2,000 years? I'm about to reveal something that completely shifted how women responded to me, not through games or manipulation, but by embodying timeless Stoic wisdom that naturally generates magnetism. Just 3 months ago, I was struggling. Good career, decent looks, but women would lose interest after a few dates. I felt like I was missing some essential piece. Then I stumbled upon two words in Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, and everything changed. Within weeks, women reacted to me differently. They'd text me first. They'd cancel plans just to see me. They'd tell their friends about me, not because I turned into someone else, but because I finally grasped what true masculine attraction really is. These aren't pickup lines. They're not tricks of psychology. They are Stoic principles that shape you into the kind of man women can't help but want to be around. The two words, inner citadel. And here's why they hold the key to unstoppable attraction. The first word, inner. Inner represents the single most magnetic quality a man can possess: complete self-mastery and self-validation. When the Stoics spoke of inner work, they meant building an unshakable core that's not dependent on outside circumstances. Here's where most men go wrong. They try to attract women with external displays: money, looks, status, achievements. But women are constantly scanning for something deeper: your relationship with yourself. Think about it. 2. When you meet a man truly comfortable in his own skin, who doesn't crave approval, who feels whole within himself, there's something undeniably magnetic about that energy. Women sense it instantly. I learned this lesson while dating Sarah. Back then, I was constantly chasing her approval, asking if she liked how I dressed, overanalyzing every text, needing reassurance about every little thing. My neediness suffocated her without me realizing it. Then I shifted my focus inward. Instead of needing her to validate me, I validated myself by asking whether I was living in line with my values. Instead of relying on her to complete me, I worked on becoming complete within myself. The shift was dramatic. Suddenly, she was the one pursuing me. She'd say, "You feel different." You seem centered, grounded, sure of yourself. That's the power of inner work. It rests on 4 key pillars: self-knowledge, understanding your values, strengths, and weaknesses. When you know yourself, you radiate confidence. Emotional regulation, staying calm under pressure, centered even when life throws chaos at you. Women are drawn to men who don't get rattled. Internal validation, measuring your worth by your own standards, not others' opinions. And that makes people relax around you since they're not responsible for your mood. Purpose-driven living, having direction, vision, and meaning that come from within. Women feel pulled toward men who are clearly moving somewhere in life. Marcus Aurelius wrote about strengthening the inner self because he knew this truth: the outside world will always be unpredictable, but your inner state is fully in your control. Master that, and you become unshakable. Women recognize that instantly. It shows in your presence, your voice, the way you handle challenges, the way you treat people. It's not arrogance. It's quiet confidence born of real self-mastery. And remember, inner work never ends. It's a daily practice of aligning your actions with your values and choosing your responses consciously. This is what draws high-quality women and high-quality people into your life. The second word, citadel. A citadel is a fortress, a stronghold that cannot be broken from the outside. Applied to relationships, it represents unshakable principles and firm boundaries, the very traits that make you irresistible. Most men are like houses built on sand. Their moods and behaviors shift with circumstances. But a man with an inner citadel stands firm no matter what's happening around him. Here's what it looks like in real life. You hold clear boundaries, enforced with kindness but firmness. You live by principles that guide your decisions no matter the pressure. You maintain standards for how you treat others and how you expect to be treated. I watched this in action with my friend Marcus, yes, named after Aurelius. He was dating a woman who constantly canceled last minute, expecting him to wait around. The old Marcus would have tolerated it, desperate not to lose her. But with his citadel built, he calmly told her, "I get that things come up, but I need someone who respects our time. If you can't, maybe we should see other people." Her reaction? She immediately adjusted her behavior and began prioritizing him. Later, she admitted, most men would have either whined or exploded. You had clear standards and stood by them, and that made me want to rise to them. That's the Citadel effect. It shows self-respect, valuing yourself first, which makes women naturally value you. Reliability, being consistent and dependable because principles, not emotions, drive your actions. Leadership, protecting your own values, which signals you can also protect and lead in a relationship. Selectivity, opening your gates to the right people while keeping them closed to those who don't qualify. Building a citadel isn't rigidity. It's having a non-negotiable core while staying flexible with everything else. For me, honesty, respect, growth, and authenticity became my non-negotiables. If someone couldn't meet those, they never gained deeper access to me. That shift made my dating life simpler and far more successful. Women sensed that my attention wasn't handed out cheaply, and it made them value it more. The Citadel also shields you when life gets tough. Hence, rejection, criticism, setbacks. You remain centered because your worth isn't tied to external opinions. That calm stability is magnetic because it creates safety. Now, here's where the magic happens. When inner and Citadel work together, you become a man who is complete within himself and strong enough to protect what matters. This balance speaks to the two deepest things women look for in men: excitement and security. The inner work creates excitement, depth, authenticity, emotional intelligence. The Citadel provides security, strength, reliability, and unshakable standards. Most men develop only one side. They're either deep but lack boundaries, or they have boundaries but lack depth. True power lies in building both. I experienced this myself when I met Emma. Our first conversation lasted 4 hours because my inner work made me genuinely curious and present. Later, she tested me by flirting with other men. Instead of reacting emotionally, I calmly said, "I'm looking for someone who's serious about building something meaningful." She told me later, "You're the first man who's been both captivating enough to keep my attention and strong enough to earn my respect." That's the inner Citadel in action. So how do you start? Daily inner work. Reflect on your values, regulate your emotions, set goals that come from within, and track whether your actions match your principles. Build your Citadel, define your non-negotiables, set boundaries firmly but kindly, say no when needed, and walk away from what violates your standards. Apply it in relationships, show depth while protecting your core. Be open and curious but remain grounded. Offer safety while never compromising your integrity. The beauty of this approach is sustainability. You're not pretending or performing. You're becoming your truest, strongest self. And that authenticity is what women find irresistibly attractive. So there they are, the two words that changed everything. Inner Citadel. Not magic spells, but timeless truths. The inner makes you genuinely interesting. The Citadel makes you genuinely strong.